It looks like the few strings attached to the coronavirus bailout bill are just window dressing. President Donald Trump used a relatively rare signing statement Friday to object to portions of the $2 trillion coronavirus stimulus law, potentially opening a new front for Democrats on the oversight of how that money is spent. Trump said he would ignore portions of the law demanded by some Democrats to give Congress additional visibility into the stimulus spending, arguing that those requirements would infringe on the separation of powers enshrined in the Constitution. This is just too perfect. It's too perfect. So they do this terrible corona bailout bill. Some of the bill, it's crumbs for working people in this difficult time. They should have given a lot more to regular people. They didn't. They should have separated the regular bill for the people from the corporate bailout. They didn't. By the way, that's the only way you could get the corporate bailout bill passed, is to put the stuff in there that's like basically the crumbs to regular people so that, you know, they have to accept it in a way. You make it so that if you try to pass that corporate bailout bill on its own, oh my God. Talk about a mask-off moment for Washington. Everybody goes, oh my God, they're all incredibly corrupt. So Nancy Pelosi held up the bill originally and was like, no, we got to, work on the terms of this. This is too much of a giveaway to corporate America. And what they did is a lot of the similar language that went into the 2008 bailout, and it's about oversight. So up front, what I was saying and what many other people were saying is, this is just window dressing. This is just kabuki theater. They're saying, oh, it's like when you bring in the CEO of a big bank and then Elizabeth Warren or somebody rails against them and holds their feet to the fire. What are the actual consequences of that? There are none. It's all a show. You, Mr. Banker, you're so bad. These bad things you did are bad. Oh, yes, I was so bad. And then they leave, and they're just as rich as they were when they walked in, and they just broke as many laws as they did when they walked in, and there's no actual punishment for it. So they did the window dressing. They did the, we're going to have oversight committees. Wow, so strong. And then Trump even goes that step further, and he's like, that's cute. We're going to ignore the portions of the law that we don't like. So all that oversight, the minimal oversight that there is, we're just going to ignore that. Congratulations to all the people, all the Democrats who voted for this bill, not realizing that this is like the Patriot Act again, or this is like the Wall Street bailout in 2008, not realizing how history will judge this. What did you think would happen? Seriously, what did you think would happen? You thought that in the future they'll judge this vote kindly? This is the biggest corporate coup and corporate heist I've ever seen in my life. This surpasses the 2008 bailout. You got $4.5 trillion. That Steve Mnuchin determines, former Goldman Sachs guy determines, Treasury Secretary, oh, who are we going to give money to? Why are we going to give money to them? I'll tell you what, it's the companies that have the slickest lobbyists. Those are the ones who are going to get the money, because this is all just a grab bag of corruption. This is all corporate America looting the Treasury in a time of crisis. This is exactly like Naomi Klein's shock doctrine. Oh, look, there's a disaster. Let's use that to exploit our pre-existing ideology. Let's implement our pre-existing ideology. What's their ideology? Rank corporatism, corporate socialism. Give the rich give the 1% everything, give the corporations everything. They can't go bankrupt, they can't fail, and give the workers crumbs. And that's what they did. There are no strings attached for them. All the rules are so lax. But for you, oh my God, you get $1,200. You're only going to get it if you filed in 2018 or 2019 your taxes. And there are other terms and conditions as well. Like, you needed to give them your direct deposit information. If you hadn't given the IRS your direct deposit information, then it'll take even longer for the check to get to you. And it's means tested. It's not for the whole country. And it's a one-time payment. It's not a continuous payment throughout the entire crisis. This is embarrassing stuff, guys. It really is. And the Democrats thought this is the best bill they could get. Are you kidding me? I would have tried to lead the charge of splitting the bill up. Have the bailout of the people and then get to the terms of the bailout of the corporations. And, of course, I would have voted for the bill that's a bailout of the people and not voted for the bailout of the corporations. But at least you get people on record, and at least you give people the help that they need without, jamming down their throats more income and wealth inequality and more corporatism. So, congratulations, Democrats. Now, I would say, they got outmaneuvered here. But the reality is, no, Nancy Pelosi is totally fine with this. She's fine with it. If you think she's against it, you just don't know her well enough. She is also a corporatist. She agrees with Trump on so much of his agenda. All the stuff that she does that's like anti-Trump is a show. It's like, remember when she ripped up the speech? Or the handshake thing where she gave the look? And people were like, slay, queen, slay with your resistance. Yes, resist. And then at the same time, she's supporting increased NSA spying powers for Trump. That's one of the things that they did. Giving him a blank check for a bailout of corporate America during a time of crisis. This is not actual resistance. It's token resistance. It's a show. It's kabuki theater. That's what it is. And she's fine with the terms of this bailout because she's also bought by the same donors. Bought by Big Pharma, bought by the for-profit health insurance companies, bought by Wall Street and the financial institutions, bought by the military-industrial complex. Guys, the frickin' cruise line industry is going to get bailed out. I didn't know this about the cruise line industry, but get this. They don't register in the U.S. to pay taxes. They register in tax havens to pay taxes. So they don't register here. They register elsewhere to dodge taxes. They also use labor from other countries and basically have them as indentured servants. They pay them total crap. So look at this. Look at this whole industry dodges all U.S. taxes, basically has indentured servants, and Congress rushed in to bail them out. It's the cruise ship industry. If there was ever an industry that actually shouldn't be bailed out, it's something like the cruise line industry. Or at least have terms. Sorry, you got to register here now and pay taxes. Sorry, you got to hire people here and pay them a living wage. At least have terms. I would have done, if anything, temporary nationalization. But no, they're talking about bailing them out, no strings attached, and if you don't like it, tough cookies. Our government is totally captured by corporate interests. Totally captured. And it's embarrassing. And even the politicians who are supposed to, resist, it's all professional wrestling. Trump plays the heel, Pelosi plays the babyface, and but ultimately they just behind the scenes they're friends and they get along and they high five and it's whatever, because really they agree on the bigger issue here. Crumbs for people, loot the treasury if you're part of the 1%. That's what's happening, and even the very, very lax rules and oversight gone. It's not going to be there. Congratulations to everybody who supported this.